Good morning, everyone. I'm back with another surprise Wednesday video. And a lot of you always have questions about what's going on in the rental market here in Phoenix. And so I figured let's break down some of that information today and I can share that with you so you can get some of those answers. And of course, if you have any questions about it, you can always reach out to me if you want some more specific information on what's going on with rentals. So we're going to look at inventory of rentals, where that's been headed, as well as the lease prices of rentals throughout the valley, and just break down a few other things. So hopefully it's helpful. If you're new here, I'm Caitlin McKegg. I am a real estate broker here in Phoenix, and I'm always giving videos on what's going on in the real estate market. So thanks for joining me. Hit subscribe if you are new here, and let's just jump right in. I know a lot of you really love my glasses, so I'm gonna put those back on today. But seriously though, they help a lot so that I'm not saying the wrong thing. Okay, so let's start here. We're gonna talk about, can you guys still see all this? Yeah. Okay, so this is the inventory for rentals and what's going on in the Phoenix market. It's kind of hard to see. I know these lines are thin, but we've got the red line, which is active listings. The yellowish line is your new listings and sold listings. They call it sold, but that just means that they were leased listings. So as far as inventory goes, here we're at today at 5173 rentals on the market. You can see, well, so that's July. That's as updated as this is. This is coming from the MLS. Also, keep in mind that not all rentals are listed in the MLS. So the data for rentals is not all encompassing because a lot of people just post their rentals on Zillow and stuff like that. So at least from the MLS in July, 5173. And then the month before in June, 4711. And then before that, 4481. Long story short, this has been climbing since for quite a while, but kind of plateaued a little bit here at the end of last year, beginning of this year. And then it's just really kind of taken off as far as new rental listings. And I know I've reported on this in the past. So this is really showing what's been happening with rental inventory. So what happens when more people are listing their homes or their rentals on the market? There's more competition, and therefore that's going to affect rental prices, right? Just like it does with resale homes being listed. Now let's talk about how these have performed as far as, this says sale to list price ratio, but really, again, this is going to be the rented rate, not the sale, the least number to list price. So this back here in January, if you listed your rental, the sale to list price ratio was 100.3%. So basically, whatever you had it advertised for, you were getting that and more. This went down in February to 100%. Boo-hoo, not a big deal. Stayed at 100% for a while, and then in May, we saw a change to 99.8%. In June, we've got 99.8 again, stayed the same. And then for July, 99.6. So you can see this kind of correlates with what we were looking at here. So as we got more rentals on the market, the amount that you could get them leased for started to go down because there was more competition. So we're going to see that in prices as well. Let's look at the monthly average lease price per square foot. This is kind of all over the map. It's a little bit hard to follow. And then there's this big spike to $1.41 in August. So when you're looking month to month here on these average lease prices, it's going to be all across the board because this is including single family homes, townhomes, condos in every zip code and every size of home. So there's a lot of data in this mix. If you do have something that you wanted to know about specifically, I could pull some of that info for you. So check the description. I've got my contact info in there and a link to set up a time to chat if you want to do that. So let me know if there's something specific. But if we look at the median lease price by quarter, this tells more of a story. So starting in Q3 of 2021, the median lease price was about $2,095. And then in Q1 of this year, it was 2110. And then in Q2 of this year, as things really took off, 2200. So we were totally feeling a lack of inventory in both homes on the market as well as rentals. And so this is reflected in here. Those lease prices went really crazy. And then as things started to soften in March, the rental market did as well. And so we've plateaued here a little bit at 2200 as the median lease price by quarter. So again, tells a better story because the data is kind of combined over time. It's not super volatile. So we'll see as this continues, if we stay at 2200 or if this goes down. It seems like by everything we've been seeing and the increase in inventory, we're probably going to see a dip in this, but who knows? We'll have to wait till we get the Q4 data for that. The median square footage of rentals that were leased has been making some changes. So I found this interesting. This is Q3 of 2021. The median size was about 1595 square feet. Then it increased to 1597. Now we're all the way up to 1606 square feet. So the size of rentals as we look at the median has increased over time. Meanwhile, we're seeing more listings on the market and the prices go down. So that group of listings could be affected by having more, obviously, but it seems like there are larger homes being leased, or at least larger homes in this inventory, which is affecting the median a little bit. But median's always the best way to look at things because it's in the middle. That means 50% of homes were 1606 square feet and below, and the other 50% were above. So the median doesn't fluctuate as much as the average would if you start throwing outliers in the mix. So the median is always really the best measure, at least in my opinion, to look at to get a good feel for what's going on out there. So this helps you if you are a landlord or potentially going to be a landlord. This is kind of showing where our sweet spot is in the number, in the types of rentals or size of rentals that have been leased lately. This will be something interesting to follow if this keeps going up, if it plateaus, goes back down. Not really sure where we're headed with the size of rentals. Lease price by zip code. This gives you a good idea of over the last 3 months, what the average lease price per square foot was in the various zip codes, the most expensive one being 85390. According to this, there's only one property that was leased there. So this is a little bit skewed. I would not take that as fact. But if we look here, we've got, of course, Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, all of those kind of being at the top, which makes a lot of sense. $2.20 average rent per square foot there in Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, $2.16. Phoenix. So as we go down, we've got a lot of Scottsdale and Phoenix here. That's like Central Phoenix area in some of these. Let's see, Scottsdale, North Scottsdale, the magic zip code there, $1.88. 85262, more North Scottsdale, more Central Phoenix. So that's kind of indicating that's where you're going to get the highest lease price per square foot. Then we've got some Tempe coming into the mix. Oops, back to Phoenix, Scottsdale. Let's see if we can get some other cities in here. Tempe again, Mesa, 85210 at $1.54. What else do we got? Cave Creek, $1.52. Fountain Hills, $1.51. So let's see what the lowest one is just for entertainment. Eloy, there are only 2 leased there at 73 cents average rent per square foot. 85031 in Phoenix, Casa Grande, Maricopa, all of these areas, you have more affordable house prices as well if you were looking to buy. So from an investment standpoint, it's challenging, especially with these rates, if you're financing, to find a property that can cash flow if that's what you're looking to do. Because if you're looking in some of these areas where the homes are cheaper, obviously the rent is cheaper as well. So shortening that gap can be difficult. Coolidge, Florence, Buckeye, all of these are areas I would expect to be on the more affordable side for rents. So let's look here. I like to see this map, and I've shown this before in the past. It's been a little while, but this is showing the leased rentals in the last 3 months and their lease price per square foot. And it's kind of a heat map. So the darker colors are over $1.80, and the lighter color, the green, is going to be more affordable. So just as what we were seeing there, we've got a lot of dark red in the Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, Tempe area, and up into Cave Creek, Fountain Hills. And then you're seeing a lot more of your green over here in the West Valley, South Phoenix. We've got a lot of Tolleson, Avondale, Litchfield, Surprise, Glendale, kind of up through here, and just right in the middle there with some of these areas of North Phoenix, Arrowhead, some other areas, Peoria, North Peoria, and whatnot. East Valley tends to be a little bit more expensive. Lots of rentals here around the Tempe area, not surprising with ASU located there. And then as you get further out to the outskirts, you start to see a little bit more of these lighter colors coming into the mix. So last week I talked about the TSMC plant coming in right around here. And so talked about, the build to rent community that's going in there, as well as that potentially being a place as an investor you may want to check out. So here's the activity there. Got kind of a mix of light to dark around here and there. I think this is Anthem. Well, actually, no, Anthem's down here. So this is closer to the New River area. There's not a whole lot going on over here because there are no buildings there. But I believe the build to rent community is somewhere around there. I'd have to double check location on the map, but this gives you a good idea of what we're seeing as far as prices in these areas. If you were looking to buy for that purpose, or if you are looking to relocate and rent in that area, not a ton of this dark color. So it is remaining somewhat affordable in this area as of now. And the further you get into Phoenix and North Phoenix, you start to see a little bit more of those red dots coming into play. So you guys, that's all I've got for this rental update. So I hope that's helpful. I know a lot of you love to see the rental data, so wanted to do that. And I'll try to do this a bit more frequently to take you through what's going on, and we can track inventory levels and that kind of thing. So again, if you have questions, reach out to me anytime. You can check my information in the description below, and or just set up a time to chat if you want to. So thanks so much for joining me this morning on this surprise Wednesday. One of these days I'll do these live, and have a great week. I'll see you guys on